Yes, shalom. My name is Gideon Ariel. We are here at the, oh my goodness, somebody already disappeared. Was that, how did that happen? Okay, that's it. Well, we saw that Elon was here. I don't know why he disappeared. Maybe he'll show up in a second. And Bezrat Hashem, Revis will show up, and then we'll have 4 out of 7 members of our board for this board meeting. It is now 8:33. Let me start sharing the screen. This is not the first time we've been in this rodeo, as my wife likes to tell me, or to use that phrase. And here's Elon. Yes, he's back. Let's see if he's going to come back. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There he is. Second. Hi, Elon. Welcome back.
I just got disconnected.
Yeah, it's okay. So this is the meeting of a meeting. This is the minutes of the meeting of the Board of Directors of Root Source. As per Article 6, it basically says that if we have a quorum, we can have a meeting. If we don't have a quorum, then this is called a required action that needs to be taken. So the Board of Directors of the corporation affirmed their consent in writing with respect to the resolutions to act described below. Of course, we will read through the draft of the resolutions. And after you guys write it down, right? Yes, we affirm that. Then the resolutions will have been consented to, and what we need. The document was prepared by the CEO, circulated by WhatsApp among all directors. I don't remember if I circulated it, but doesn't matter. It's the same as last time, more or less. And it's actually this. No, it's a different link. Doesn't matter. This Zoom meeting is being recorded and will be available, as will be a copy of this document with their links at this link right now. It's not there. The Zoom meeting was recorded and agreed upon following the Zoom meeting held on Thursday, September 30th. Following it means that people who will be around by the end of this meeting, hopefully we'll be able to do it in 10 minutes, even though by now I understand, Elon, you only got 5 minutes. Okay, that's the way life goes. So the people who are here are Elon, Al, and Dave. Rivis is not here. She is down here for now. If she shows up, then we'll move her back up. Shelly, Ann, and Elisheva said that they would be able to make it tonight, but as we've done in the past, they will show up later. Deborah Ariel is also here. Guests. As per Article 4, a quorum is recorded. Since 3 board members are present, the meeting may proceed. And that's going to be since 4 board members, because 4 is more than 40% of 7 total. Because now we have 7 members. If 4 members or more are present, the meeting may proceed. If we do not have 4 by meeting's end, this will be I believe it's called an informal action. Agenda. The agenda of resolutions to act upon: review snapshot of finances, review of report of activities of Q4 and 2021 in general, review of the plans for 2022, a bonus for Root Source Israel, and the arrangement with Israel 365. So since Elon has to leave, I believe in 4 minutes. Am I right, Elon?
About 5-6 minutes.
Even 5-6 minutes. So we will start with just introducing item 4, because that's something out of the ordinary. And then we will go back to the review to items 1, 2, and 3, and then ultimately item 5, which we already went over informally. But whatchamacallit, this will make it formal. So we'll start with the bonus for Root Source Israel. Root Source Israel has succeeded in achieving its duties as described in the contract between Root Source USA and Root Source Israel. We have that open. We don't have it open. I was supposed to have it open. I'll open it in a minute just to reread the responsibilities. The responsibilities, I believe it's open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Yeah, there we go. The duties are initiating and monitoring arrangements with service providers, internet services, consultants, planning and executing projects. That's, of course, the main thing. Dealing with crises as they arrive, arranging payment, even without consulting a board member, reporting to the board at least quarterly, which of course we do, and responsibility for raising funds for the organization's mission. Now, the compensation is from 75 to 150. The company shall be paid $5,000 a month. We've been up to that for the past 3 or 4 or 5 months. From the beginning of the year, we were doing $4,000 a month, but now we are, again, I haven't shown it yet, but I was planning on showing it in the right order, that we are at $146,500 of this year raised. Despite having missed the $150,000 income milestone by about $3,500, the board hereby approves a $1,000 bonus for RootSource Israel. The fee that RootSource USA will pay RootSource Israel for services, therefore, as of January 1st, will be $6,000 a month plus expenses. Okay, does everybody understand my English? Al gave a thumbs up. Now, I'm not asking you to vote on this until the end, but I'm happy if you're going to give a thumbs up before that. Dave, you can also give a thumbs up if you want. If not, you can wait until we move forward. So let's move forward. Review snapshot of move backwards in order to move forward. The board shall review the balances tab of the following document. I'll try to do this quickly. This balances tab. We have 25,000 shekels in our Mizrahi account. That's about $8,200. Right now we have $0 there. In PayPal Israel, we have $800. In Gumroad, we have the PayPal Israel. I withdraw that to the Mizrahi bank account whenever I feel like it, maybe once a month, maybe 2 months. Sometimes I have up to $4,000 over there. The income that we get from the PayPal Israel are these member donors, 74 people. On the average, they give about $10, $20 a month. 70 times 20 is about $1,500 a month. Mashu kaze. So right now I'm up to $800 a month. It comes through all year. Gumroad is if people buy books from us or other things like that. Payoneer is if somebody buys a book from Amazon. And there I also have to withdraw the money. I withdraw that money straight to my Mizrahi account. So PayPal, Gumroad goes into PayPal, and then PayPal and Payoneer go into Mizrahi. Give Butter, in principle, I withdraw to the American Row account. Row is the American bank. De facto, I barely withdraw from there because we don't need the money. So I'm not in a rush to withdraw it. So there's a big balance over there. In Row, we now have a balance of $33,000. Up until a few days ago, we had close to $80,000. But I withdrew this amount because this is really what RootSource USA owed RootSource Israel, because I hadn't withdrawn it all those months because I wasn't like this. So bottom line, and here's another pending in Row. I'm sorry, this is en route for Motor Mizrahi. Right now there's $0 here. For some reason, it isn't instant, and I don't know when it's going to get there, but Bezrat Hashem will get there. And this $10,000, we finally got, I believe I announced it on the advisors group, a $10,000 grant from the foundation, from the Nathaniel Foundation. So all of this money, this is $8,000 plus all of this money, all together comes up to, here's $111,000, comes out to about $120,000, which is what we have above water. In September 2020, a year ago, we had about $12,000 in all these places. Some of these places didn't exist even. Most of them didn't. So, yeah, this is a link to show that, but believe me. So, Baruch Hashem, in 1 year, we've grown RootSource 1,000-fold, 10 times. No, not 1,000-fold, 10-fold, 1,000%.
And on that note, Gidon, I'm going to have to excuse myself. So far, so good.
Thank you very much.
I'm available by phone in about half an hour if you need me.
Okay, I will send you a link for you to sign on it, as you've done, I believe, already in the past.
Excellent.
So, thank you very
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, other funds for us. Right now, I've already counted the other funds over here, so I didn't put it down over here. This is something else that since it's the end of the year, I'd like to take note that since the beginning of the year, we've had $123,000 coming in to the American bank account, and total income donations have been $146,000. Now, why has there been less money coming into Row than coming into Give Butter? The answer is because we haven't transferred all of the Give Butter money to Row. We still have $30,000 in Give Butter. So really, what we have here is, if we look at really, we have to look at the total all time. We actually have $180,000 income to Row and $164,000 to Give Butter. Now it's starting to make sense to me. This afternoon I said, why is there a discrepancy? The answer is because we started putting money in Row before we started recording it in the management system that is Give Butter. Now, if I get a check for $10,000, for $500, I don't put it through. I don't deposit it in Give Butter. I deposit it straight in Row. But Give Butter has an ability for me to record income as a donation there. So I record it there so I can see all the real donations. Certainly since January 21st. So this, again, I might be off by a few dollars or even thousands of dollars, but certainly we're talking about pretty much this is, I might have forgotten to record one check or something like that, but this is the amount of money that we've raised since January 1st. Okay. So far, I'm hearing nobody saying anything, so I'm hoping that everybody's following and I'm explaining it clearly enough. That is as far as the money is concerned. Related is unique Give Butter donors all time. In this last year, we had 92 people who ever gave through us through Give Butter. We had just started doing a Give Butter campaign. This year, through the 4 or so campaigns that we've run, we've already come up to 226 individual unique donors. So I'm very happy about that. Of course, that includes people who've given only $10. But if somebody has shown that he knows how to take out his wallet and give $10 to Root Source, he might be able to give $10 later. And certainly somebody's given $1,000, we can ask him and he'll give more. So we're starting to get a very small critical mass of a donor base. That's the way I see it. I think that a real donor base has to be closer to 1,000 people, but you only get to 1,000 by steps of one at a time. And so that's what we're working on. I hope, again, I'm pretending that we don't have item 5 on the agenda, Israel 365. But if we didn't, I believe, I hope that we would be able to maybe not to get to 1,000 by the end of 2022, but to get to 500. I hope. But like I said, that's probably going to change. The PayPal donors are shrinking, but they are shrinking much slower than they used to. A year ago, we had 100. Now we have 75. But as I think I discussed with somebody, I'm not asking them. I thought to ask them to move their donations over to Give Butter. I tried that with 10 people. 9 didn't respond at all. And one said, oh, I'm giving you money. Please cancel that. So I'm gonna say no, thanks. Tov, we are going lower in the AWeber newsletter subscribers. That's natural. We're losing about 100 a month or something like that, or something. I don't know, 80 a month. But again, that's because we haven't been focusing on it. And certainly we'll see what will happen in the next few months with Israel 365. Our YouTube subscribers are growing by about 50 a month, I think, or something like that. And our YouTube views are growing by about 1,000 a month or something like that. So we're way over 500,000 views, and we'll see what happens. I don't have the Vimeo views over here, but maybe one day also. That is it. I just wanted to. Okay, so this note is a little bit wrong, but it is what it is. By next quarter, we'll hopefully be a little bit clearer. We have just now reviewed the snapshot, and by people confirming at the end of this document, that will mean that they approve of the balances. Now we're going to review the report of activities of Q4 and of 2021 in general. Okay, we're going a little bit longer than I thought it would take, but that's the way life is. Well, I really thought it would take 20 minutes. Yes. So this is our Q4 report that we send to First Melissa. That sends us $100, but we're happy to report to them this way. I don't know why I opened it like that. It's already open over here. Isn't it? Come on, guys. Yes. With the pictures and everything. So since October 1st, 2021, which is last quarter, we have focused on or completed the following specific activities in RootSource. We went live with the Institute of Midrashic Studies. That's number one. Number two, we recorded dozens of conversations with Dr. Richard Booker with our RootSource Conversations podcast project. We have, when we hosted the groundbreaking pre-Passover symposium in March, since then we have been working on uploading the videos, turning them into a course, and working on publishing the proceedings as a book. We published the book Lighting Up the Nations of our popular teacher Rivka Lambert. I'm sure that the three people who are here have heard of that book. Similarly, we published the book on October 26th of the Bridge Builders, and we are going to deliver copies of them to the Bridge Builders together with a certificate. And we've upgraded our online store. I don't have it open here, but I'm quite proud of that. So you can go to RootSource store and see it there. And finally, whoops. We also published, we are working on publishing the list 2020. It's quite complex, and we're trying to do that together with the World Zionist Organization, but it's going to be worth the wait. We're working on upgrading our audio and visual of the courses. We've already upgraded some to include a branded introduction, visual features, subtitles, and also music. And we've worked more on foundations. We have not found the foundations officer, but we did receive word from the Carson Meyer Foundation that they will be granting us $10,000 in the year 2022. So that is what we did in the last quarter. What have we done in the entire year? 1 second. 2020 in general, that appears here. In conclusion, these are our other achievements that we achieved in 2021. We published 4 new titles in RootSource Press. We've had 4 online events. We've concluded the migration of our old site, as we did pretty much early in the year. We changed the model. We have over 70 courses and over 1,000 lessons. We've attached a Blessed Teachers Piggy Bank widget to each teacher's lesson for students to show their appreciation with a financial gift. Some students have already taken advantage of this. So they've given over, I think, $500 already throughout a few teachers. We've started recruiting new teachers this year.
You didn't tell me that. That's amazing.
Yeah, because it's only $500. You know, somebody gave $50. When it first happened, I was excited, but you know, I forgot. I guess we have to talk more, honey. Anyway, no, we talk a lot. Don't worry. But of course we recorded Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. I mentioned him today. I spoke to his son, the executive director of his organization, and I shared with him this plan to join forces with Israel 365. So he's happy with that. I mean, he says, basically, I can do whatever I want, but he's excited to hear that we're doing okay. We participated in the planning of the nation's 9th of Av this entire year. We also participated in it. And we built a robust donor list, like I said, with 226 donors. We published 5 years with the Orthodox Jews. We published the first novel, The Prize-Winning Story, and we published a Dutch version of 40 Days of Repentance. These are the main things that we've done this year. Here on our annual report, I think we might have mentioned some more things, but nothing here that we didn't talk about yet. Okay. So we've reviewed the activities. Let's quickly review the plans with the annual report.
I think you made a typo there. Can you go back to Carson Meyer Foundation?
1 second. Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, it's
Received instead of receive.
spelled wrong.
What's spelled wrong?
It's MYRE Foundation.
Do you know that foundation, or you just looked it up?
I looked it up.
Okay, thank you. We did receive word from them, yes. So it is.
Yeah, okay.
So, what else? What was I up to now? A review of plans for 2022. So let's quickly go to the plans. What are our plans? Upgrade the audiovisual, continue to publish our newsletter, to continue to return and host Hardly events, to continue supporting the Midrashic Studies Institute, to do Jewish outreach through live lectures and Zoom. That's Israeli outreach, really. It says here to encourage Jewish teachers to join Root Source, but that's not really true. It's to enable the public to understand that there is such a thing as Jews and Christians engaging with each other. That being said, we hope to recruit more teachers this year. As I believe I started to say, we recorded 6, but since we don't have enough students to make it worth their while, I didn't want to recruit more teachers. So once we'll have, Bezrat Hashem, 50,000 people, and we'll try, hopefully be able to get every teacher to make $100 a year, then we will start recruiting more teachers. Bezrat Hashem. We hope to do localization to translate some of our content into African, Chinese, and Indian. We hope to hire a Christian outreach marketer so that we will be able to have, instead of 15,000 people on our newsletter, 150,000. Similarly, we hope to hire a development officer so that person will be able to get more money. We already have a lot of plans, and I would work together with him or her, but we don't have him yet. And we've been trying to find it. It's very difficult. We hope to, even though we skipped this year's Bridge Builders program, hopefully we'll do one next year. And we will expand the Conversations podcast and like-minded activists. We will do more things. That's a little bit of a fluff. We will publish more books. I think we're going to publish more than 4 titles this year. We will see. And we will create Gumroad widgets for our courses. This is different than the Bless Teachers widget. This is if people want to get credit for the courses. Then they'll pay like $40 for a certificate or something like that. Okay, so that's what we hope to do, except for item number 5, which I think we're up to. Yes, we skipped the bonus. So up to the arrangement. The board shall review and approve the following statement. I will maybe say a few more things after we read this. The board shall review and approve the following statement. As previously discussed unofficially with the board, Teach for Israel, which is a 501c3 doing business as Israel 365, has a mission virtually identical to that of Root Source, and has proposed, to enter into a joint venture arrangement with Root Source. Today I discussed this with Victoria Sarvati, and she gave a better word. I don't remember what the word was. Some four-syllable word. So for cooperation, joint venture, collaboration. Israel 365 and RootSource will consolidate their email lists and projects with the newly merged list promoting projects and programs of both organizations. Israel 365 will begin to raise money for RootSource's projects and fund them. Let me just give a little Perush Rashi over here. The people who in Israel 365 who are in the fundraising team will, if for RootSource's projects that are approved in the Israel 365 approval team, which will include me, I will have a vote there, will raise money for them. I will also be on that fundraising team. In other words, I'll continue to raise money for RootSource projects and for Israel 365 projects. I think that by having a larger pool of people to raise money from and a larger portfolio of projects to raise money for, it will raise the tide for them and for RootSource.
What's your gestalt about them liking the Midrash?
In other words, what's my feeling? I'm sorry, I don't know German.
Yeah, what's your feeling?
I'll be quite frank. My friend Thule, who I'm talking about with him, he doesn't always impress me as completely listening. I think I mentioned it to him, and I think I clarified it to him, and I think he said, "Okay, sounds good." He might have even said, "Wow, that sounds really interesting." But it wasn't. I certainly didn't hear from him saying, "I don't know, Gideon, that doesn't sound good," or and I also didn't hear from Gideon, "This is amazing. Forget about everything else." I didn't hear both of those extremes, so I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, we're moving forward on it. Again, the same way that it is, we're still treading lightly as coming front and center with it. Remember, my main goal at this point is to bring in 100 new Jewish teachers. So I have to walk the fine line. So we're working on the Midrash program. Again, I don't think there's anything not kosher with the Midrash program. It's just that people see the word New Testament and they start getting antsy. But we shall see. I hope that by the end of 2022, we will be able to be more bold with that. Gideon Ariel will begin working in parallel with his work for RootSource on select Israel 365 projects, starting as soon as we will see later on in this statement. In parallel, RootSource Israel will continue to provide management services to RootSource USA until April 2022. In other words, right now we have, as you remember, about $35,000 in RootSource USA's American bank account. That money belongs to RootSource USA. I'm not going to gift that money to Israel 365 from nothing, from what I raised this year. So that is going to go into earmarked to make sure that all of the work that I want to do this year or these coming months, that will get done in these coming months. Again, I will continue to report on this stuff monthly at anytime I do something. If I will, like for example, in the next 2 months, I believe that we're going to actually publish the list 2020, actually publish 10 from the nations, the Israel, because I got all of the things that I'm doing. In parallel, I'm going to start doing stuff for Israel 365, so everybody will be happy. The overlap will continue until, as we said, April 2022, at which point the contract currently in place between RootSource USA and RootSource Israel will stop. Why will it stop? Because there won't be any money left to pay RootSource Israel. Because Gideon Ariel will have already begun raising money for Israel 365. They'll be happy to pay me from that money and for the other services that I'm doing them. I'm happy because I'm getting my salary. So Root Source USA doesn't have to pay. Root Source USA will continue thereafter in hibernation mode, officially with minimal to zero activity. This will result in needing to do only a 990N. N stands for note tax return, which is very easy for 2022. In 2020, for 2021, we're going to have to do a 990EZ, which is not nearly as easy as the N. This arrangement, is pending final signature of agreement between Israel 365 and Gideon Ariel, expected to happen by January 15, 2022. That I'm writing down, but I'm telling you it might happen as early as tomorrow. Today I spoke with Thule. Unfortunately, he has COVID, but he's feeling okay. It sounds like he feels like he's just got like a flu. And hopefully we'll be able to sign it by Zoom. Adjournment. Is there any other business? Would anybody like to say something now?
No, it's I was just going to say it's a clear explanation of everything you don't. I'm impressed as usual.
Thank you very much. Al, we haven't had a one-on-one in a while. It's time to record to see what's going on.
Yeah, well, I'll look at my calendar and let's set something up for next week.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Deborah, did I hear you about to say something?
I just said, sounds good.
Thank you. Dave, why don't you say sounds good also?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Also.
Whereas there was no good night, Gracie. Whereas there was no further business, now therefore resolved that all the items and documents have been examined by all directors and are approved and adopted, and that all actions taken thus far have been ratified and approved by the directors of the corporation. There being no further business, this meeting was adjourned. Okay, I am going to share this link, which I should have before, on the advisors group. Come on, you're here somewhere, advisors. There you are. I'm going to ask Al and Dave to, here's Al. You're going to write affirmed Thursday, December 30th. And Dave down here is going to do the same. And I will upload this video onto, I'll put the link to this video also there. So Ann and Revis and Elon and Ellie can also sign it. Okay. Thank you very much. I enjoyed these. I hope you guys do too.
Yes, I do.
Nice to see you guys.
Toda
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Or as
Good
we like
night.
to say, Happy New Year of the accountants.
Yes.
The constant.